My next guest spent her childhood kind of in the spotlight as the daughter of Jonathan Ross and Jane Goldman, of course. Wasn't always a positive experience for Honey Ross, who faced abuse as a teenager about her size. Now, though, she's 23 and Honey is on a mission to change the way that we think about our bodies. She's just actually made her Catwalk debut at London Fashion Week. Looking good. Honey joins me now. It's great to see you. It really is. And this is all about being positive.
Yeah.
Body positive, yeah?
I guess in a way it is. It's about being positive in your own body. I think a lot of the time that term can be quite daunting for people.
Sure.
Because if you've been told to hate yourself your whole life, like we all have,
Yep.
to go and now love yourself, it's so unattainable. So some people prefer body neutrality.
Okay.
I personally am happy with body positivity because I think I look great.
You do? I love that dress with real.
I know.
Real.
Just
real
something,
proper.
to wear to the shops.
You're fierce. That's really good.
Thank you.
Really good. Now, look, when you did put on a bit of weight,
Yeah.
you were saying that people looked at you in a different way, sort of thought of you in a different way just because you were taking up more room in the world?
I guess yeah, in a way.
Strange,
that's
isn't it?
Well, I went from being a normal child, and I, put on weight, and suddenly people kind of were like, oh, poor thing. Like, I got a lot of pitying. I got a lot of people being like, is she gonna, take her to the gym, put her on a diet? Like, I wasn't even that big. Not that that matters, but it's interesting how I think people think they're doing the kind thing by telling you to lose weight, telling you to do all of this, and actually, it's so damaging. It's so damaging to children.
Yeah, to do that. Now, the thing is, this is great having you here because as parents, we need to know what to say to our kids. I mean, I was really, really careful when my daughter Rosie was growing up because I didn't want her to see me jumping on and off scales and saying, does my bum look big in this? And all of those horrible negative images. But it's really hard to because your mum and dad tried really hard, but they made a few mistakes.
Well,
they did,
I mean,
like we all do.
Look, we all grew up in the same culture. There is a diet culture. And I grew up in this industry as well, which is quite toxic at a lot of times.
Absolutely.
And I didn't ever see people, one, who looked like me around me, but also I just saw people constantly being like, I'm going to do 5'2", I'm going to do Weight Watchers, I'm going to do all of these fad diets, which come and go. I grew up around that, whether my parents intended me to or not, because you can only protect your child from so much.
No, sure. I mean, they would want to help, so they would. So what should we do, Honey, as parents? What, if our child is maybe, I don't know, slightly overweight or maybe just not, or underweight or whatever, what do we do as parents to help?
Love and support them.
Yeah.
I think, you don't need to tell your child to go on a diet.
Right.
If you want to exercise, exercise for you, for the joy of exercising. Don't exercise to punish yourself or justify a cupcake. Have the cupcake anyway. Life is very short. I think compassion and kindness are the most incredible gifts you can give to a child. And also, even if you did want your child to lose weight, when has shaming someone ever been a good motivator? Never.
Work. It doesn't work.
No.
And like you were saying, because you did grow up, obviously, because your mum and dad are very successful, both in their different fields, very successful. Did you ever have trolling or people being horrible or newspapers being horrible to you just because you didn't fit in their idea of what's supposed to be normal?
13, I think. Oh my, I was 13 and some paparazzi photos. I didn't choose who my parents were. I was, in the spotlight without any consent or input.
No, sure.
And so paparazzi photos would appear of me and my family online, and people would be like, look at that little hog.
Oh,
Daily Mail comments.
Jesus.
I know. You see that when you're 13, those are all the fears you have, all the things that you're worried people are thinking about you. I saw them written down by, Dave from Lincolnshire. It was so alarming, so upsetting, and... Sorry to Dave now. I hope he's doing well, but it didn't do me well.
No, of course, especially at that age.
Well, you're so vulnerable. You're so full of hormones. You're a little, teenagers are so vulnerable and so precious. And if I can make sure that no teenagers ever feel the way I felt, then I've done my job. And that's all I care about.
And what about your friends? Did any of them have problems like eating disorders or anything? Because I know it's rife. And we're talking about young women, young men too.
I mean, I knew countless boys with eating disorders, but in my group of friends, 3 of my closest friends had really, really life-threatening eating disorders. But this was all going alongside me being told to lose weight. You know what I mean? So
that's
my
really
friends
hard.
were, close to death, and people were going, yeah, but she's fat, just so we know. It's so crazy that it's... you kind of can't win as a woman. You kind of can't win in general. Where, you're either too thin or too fat. There seems to be no middle ground where anyone's happy. which is kind of how I came to the realisation that it's all nonsense and we should just be happy with what we've got and have a nice life because, like I said already, it's very short.
Of course, of course, of course. Now, look, social media, friend or foe, because you can use it, can't you? You can use, and you do it with very positive messages, very positive images, which, I mean, we've seen this one, we've seen these ones. You look terrific.
Thank you.
You look absolutely terrific. You look happy in yourself. I love the name pants.
Can
I get those? They're amazing. I really like that. And this is sending out such a positive message to other women. It really is. To say, look, we're all different.
Well, like,
and it's okay.
It's exactly like
it's okay.
The fact is, the reason I continue to post like this on Instagram, even though it some days feels like, why am I doing this? Is I will receive messages from men, women, younger than me, older than me, saying things like, just so you know, I bought the first bikini I've bought in 10 years because of you. Or, I hope you know I threw out my scales because of you. And things like that.
Scales are the devil, don't have
scales are the devil.
No. I've not had them
scales
for years.
Are
awful.
The devil. But, you know, that makes it worth it. Or just teenage girls being like, you've inspired me to go out in shorts and be happy. And just, you know, who cares about my thighs? Who cares about my arms? Like, I'm great as I am.
Yeah.
And that makes it all worth it.
No, it absolutely does. And tell me about the podcast, because this is a great idea.
So I have a body image podcast called The Body Protest. And I am one of the co-hosts. I host it with Nadia Craddock, who is the most incredible body image researcher who's dedicated her life to kind of talking and researching about body image and how it affects us in our day-to-day lives. And so our podcast is talking to people who are kind of changing the way we think about body image. Like, you know, we've talked to nutritionists, we've talked to dermatologists, we've talked to models, we've talked to activists. And we've got a really wide spread of, one, the personal relationship you have with yourself, as well as in the broader scale, the science behind it.
That sounds great. It's really important, actually. It's very, very important now. Because the thing is, you can be really stick thin and incredibly unhealthy.
Yes.
You can be a size 18, 20, 22, whatever, and be really healthy. You're a
I'm very
healthy girl.
Yes.
You know, you are.
But then the thing is, as well, even if I wasn't, does that mean I don't deserve basic human respect and kindness? That's what I always find so interesting, is people are like, but what about your health? And I'm like I said earlier, when has shaming someone ever made someone get healthier? No, it hasn't.
Never.
Like, to me, and also I find it very interesting because like I've said, I'm a size 18, but I have a better relationship with my body than pretty much all of my thin friends.
Yeah.
They're all like, I wish I could be confident like you. And I'm like, but you've got the body society likes. Like, I'm already working against a lot of hurdles. It's very surprising to me, but it's the society we live in.
Honey, keep doing what you're doing. I really like you. Thanks for coming in.
You.
It was so lovely to see you.
Thank
it really
you so
was.
much for having me.
Thank you. You need to come back and see us. You need to come back and see us.
I would love that.
And good luck with the work you're doing. You're helping such a lot of young men and women.
Much.